Every day, an endless physical flow of perfectly good inventory reverses course. Millions of packages leave consumers' hands and flood back toward origin warehouses, creating a massive logistical bottleneck. This table tracks projected costs of retail returns. Look at the rightmost column for 2025. Total returns are projected to hit nearly $850 billion. That massive figure is driven by an estimated 15.8% annual return rate across all sales channels. But the pressure is concentrated in one specific sector. Looking at this donut chart, an estimated 19.3%, nearly 20%, of all online sales will be returned in 2025. Retailers historically treated this backward flow of goods as an unavoidable cost of doing business. It was simply a line item absorbed in the pursuit of higher sales volumes. That math no longer works. Reverse logistics, the complex physical process of shipping, receiving, inspecting, and restocking returned goods, is now a central driver of total retail profitability. E-commerce is currently caught in a systemic trap. Consumer demands for frictionless, cost-free returns are physically breaking supply chain capacities. To survive the costs associated with these return rates, merchants are being forced to aggressively rewrite the baseline rules of consumer purchasing. The modern shopper views the return policy as a core feature of the product itself. 62% of shoppers admit to participating in costly behaviors. This includes bracketing, buying multiple sizes with the intent to return them, and wardrobing, where an item is worn or used before return. This casual abuse actively shields more deliberate retail fraud. Bad actors send back empty boxes, swap old items for new ones, or artificially overstate quantities on return slips. These malicious actions create a massive operational drag. Across the industry, merchants face a staggering 9% flat fraud rate on all return processing volume. The hyper-flexible, growth-at-all-cost return policies popularized during the pandemic essentially trained and funded consumers to weaponize the reverse supply chain against the merchants themselves. When this vast volume of abused and rejected inventory finally arrives back at the receiving dock, it creates immediate physical friction. Reverse logistics is highly manual. Workers have to open, inspect, grade, and route every single item. This creates a massive time delay, with the average return cycle taking 6 to 10 days from initiation to restock. Every day an item sits in this logistical limbo, it depreciates. Seasonal apparel loses relevance, tech items age, and merchants bleed profit margins on unsold merchandise. Internal warehouses and third-party logistics providers simply lack the physical footprint and labor force required to clear these volume hurdles. This forces a critical choice: inbound versus outbound prioritization. Facilities must choose whether to allocate labor towards shipping new revenue out or processing old returns in. Exactly 40% of retailers report they must completely halt inbound processing, prioritizing outbound orders. Physical space and warehouse labor are finite resources. Merchants can no longer afford to let consumer convenience dictate their internal operational workflows. To break this bottleneck, the industry is applying a blunt force solution: abandoning the concept of universal free returns entirely. Over the past 12 months, it temporarily shields the bottom line, but structurally damages the long-term customer lifecycle, forcing retailers to find a middle ground that protects margins without driving shoppers away. To avoid alienating customers with fees, retailers are engineering entirely new logistical pathways that incentivize cheaper behaviors. This chart outlines alternative return methods. Buy online, return in store has surged from 33% to 43%, bypassing individual shipping costs. Also, no box, no label drop-offs jumped to 25%, shifting packaging labor completely away from the central warehouse. By funneling shoppers toward these specific options, retailers consolidate individual returns into bulk freight shipments at the edge of the supply chain. This drastically reduces the unit shipping cost per item. Meanwhile, traditional mail returns, where a shopper prints a label and ships a single box via a carrier, are deliberately subjected to fees or slower processing times. Success in the current landscape involves manipulating consumer behavior to route inventory through the cheapest possible physical channels, rather than attempting to halt the flow of goods entirely. The structural reality of the market is set. The era of universally free, frictionless e-commerce returns is functionally dead because it is physically unsustainable. Surviving the 2025 retail landscape requires a strict, multifaceted strategy. Merchants have to balance two opposing forces: controlled friction and consolidated low friction. They must enforce strict fees on expensive traditional mail methods while heavily incentivizing localized bulk freight drop-off options that protect the warehouse stock. And holding this new structure together is the final pillar: defending the entire ecosystem against that persistent 9% baseline of malicious fraud. 85% of merchants have adopted algorithmic detection, using machine learning to identify bad actors and block returns before a shipping label is even issued. But the technology has a severe limitation. Less than half of those retailers find these algorithms capable of stopping fraud on their own. Code cannot solve a physical problem in isolation. AI must be paired with rigorous warehouse floor inspections and strict policy enforcement to actually protect the bottom line. As consumer behavior tests supply chain limits, retailers who learn to say no without losing the sale will secure the ultimate competitive advantage.